Oh. Coming now, coming now, coming now. All right. All right, all right, all right. It's a beautiful Sabbath morning. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys can hear us clearly. This is Marlene McKinney, and I am happy to be here. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Michelle Blackwood, living in sunny Florida, and I'm excited to be here. I'm so thankful to be alive, Marley. So
Yes,
many things to
indeed.
be thankful for. Yeah.
Yeah, a whole lot to be thankful for. We're alive, we're breathing. Same thing, right? And so we have a lot to give God thanks for. And it's a holiday here in my country this whole weekend. We have Easter Friday. Well, Good Friday was yesterday, Easter Sabbath today, Easter Sunday tomorrow, and then Easter Monday. Almost like a Christmas holiday here in my country.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
I
big
can't
thing.
even tell we're having a holiday
We
here.
bake hot cross buns and they fry their fish, and it's a big holiday, big, huge, almost like Christmas. I mean, in terms of the
Wow.
weekend holiday, we get the same amount of days off that we would get for Christmas weekend. And people are very passionate about their holidays here in my country. They love their holidays. So,
Not so
yeah.
much here, at least where I am. I don't see
Mm.
that much.
Hmm. Yeah,
Probably not even go out anyway. How am I going to know if I don't
yeah.
hardly go out like that, so I don't even know much what's going on.
Hmm. Yeah, but
So,
it's a holiday here, so
yeah.
there's no traffic. People on the beach. I took some tourists around who
Really?
came. Yeah, I took some guests who are here visiting, who are my some followers from Facebook. I took them around our island yesterday, and the people are on the beach. The beach is crowded. Every beach is just filled with the natives, and the water was kind of rough. I'm like, I wouldn't be going no water. But they're out there in the water, and they're having a great time. Families are coming together for this holiday. That's what we do. That's what we do on holidays. What I like most about the holiday, I guess, is because it's a family time. People come together
Yes.
that you haven't seen for a couple of weeks, couple of months, because you're busy, 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 working, working, working. And so now this gives you the opportunity that you can come together as a family to fellowship. So I
Yeah.
love that about the family. I
Yeah.
see we've got our sister on this morning. Happy
Yeah.
Sabbath all the way in London, England. Getting some rest this morning, she said. Rebuilding. Well, it's afternoon there, or is it still morning? 5 hours difference? 12, 30? Ladies, keep burning that torch of nutrition. Love it. One day I will be doing the same. For now, resting and
Yes.
rebuilding. Happy
Yes.
Sabbath, Jan. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath.
So
Happy Sabbath, our Facebook user.
happy
I don't know exactly who it is. I am assuming it may be Miss Joan. I'm looking for that
possibly. That's
post.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Hey, morning, 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 morning. That's my little person saying good morning. And
So
Jan says,
from
Jan from WIC Days. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. We love you. We miss you. Hope
absolutely.
to catch up with you soon. Sonia Bryan Jen, good morning. How you doing this
Oh,
morning?
yeah.
Happy Sabbath.
She's in
Sonia.
Florida, isn't it?
No, that's not our Sonia. Sonia.
Oh, it's another Sonia. Who's frozen? Marlene, you? Are you frozen?
Is
Or
it
is it
me? It's both of us. Is it me?
possibly because I
Is
can
it
see my
me? Is
mouse,
me?
my
No, it's
is
not.
moving.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. I
Can
don't
you
know
hear
if
me now?
I'm frozen or if Michelle's frozen, but nevertheless, I'll keep going.
I'm
All
close
right.
these tabs. I'm those
Boniface, thank you for
too many
joining us
tabs
from
open.
Rwanda.
I'm closing
Who,
out.
who's frozen? Who's frozen?
Tell us who is frozen. Can you hear me, Marlene?
Joanne from Bahamas. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. You were gone for a moment. We were both gone for a moment. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Jan says it's 2:30. 2:30.
2:30.
Okay. All right. Still relatively early. Hopefully the weather is conducive and you can get a nice walkout in the beautiful sunshine. Today we're
Yeah.
talking about a very important topic, and if you know anyone that's diabetic or borderline diabetic, then you need to pick up that phone and call them. In just about 40 minutes, we will share with you, because we did part one last week. Today is part two, and it will take us about 30 to 40 minutes to share with you some practical principles, practical um, herbs, not practical, but practical principles and herbs that you can use that will really help you on this journey with diabetes. And I will share some testimonies from persons who I've shared with, you know, and I'm telling you, it's okay. All right, I see that. I see that. It is Sonia. Sonia says it's Sonia from Kissimmee. Same Sonia. Okay. Oh, it is Brian Jen. I see it. I see it. I see it. Yes, Jen. Yeah. All right. Happy Sabbath, Sonia from Kissimmee, Florida. So do share the live.
Yes.
Share it now because I'm promising you the information is powerful. I'll share one testimony with you before we get started. 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess I'll say 2 weeks ago, met a young lady. She picked up the phone. She called. The chef told her to call me. I'm a trained diabetic educator. And she's like, my numbers are like 280, 500. She says, fasting blood sugar in the mornings. I said, what? That's really high. I said, your organs are being damaged, sweet girl. And she said, yes, ma'am. And I'm on medication. They've doubled my medication. And the more they double it, the more it goes up.
Mm-mm.
I said, okay, something's wrong. I said, you're having some fatty liver issues. I said, why don't you try, and I won't say yet, why don't you try this? And you have to stare at me to find out the answer. She tried it. The next morning, her numbers went from 200 and she said it was 280s to 114.
Wow.
One thing I told her, one thing. So don't go anywhere. The answer will come really soon. Happy Sabbath, Kalissa
Hi.
from Rwanda. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And remember to
Thank
share the
you.
live. Sharing is
Caring. Mhm.
amen. Michelle, anything else you want to share before we get into our live?
No, for me, it's just the fact that so many people have type 2 diabetes and it's totally curable by just changing lifestyle and diet. And that's what we're going to really delve into, that you don't need to have it if you just stick to the principles and the tips that we're going to give you. It is curable, it's treatable, it's not something that you have to have. It's just going to take some discipline.
Yeah. I was borderline diabetic, diagnosed, and my A1C was 6 point some, almost 7. But now it's at 4.9, and I'm just grateful. I am grateful to God, honestly, because I know that He heals. He says,
Yeah.
I am the Lord, and I healeth thee. So if you believe that this morning, and you are going to put your total trust and faith in Him, then walk with us through this journey as we journey together to wellness and when it comes to diabetes. All right. Go ahead, Michelle.
Mark 9, verse 23 says, Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. So we have to sometimes trust the process. We have to trust it. I think a lot of people don't trust things because in the natural world, because it's too simple. It's too easy. Just telling somebody to change their
Mhm.
diet and eat simpler. It's just for some people it doesn't make sense. They want complicated stuff, highfalutin stuff, and literally sometimes it just means you need to get back to basics and trust the process because you got to have that belief too. Because no matter what you do to, if you don't
Yeah.
have faith, you will never be healed. That's how powerful the mind
Yeah.
is. You got to believe.
Yeah. People don't believe in the simplicity, I guess. That's true. So let's quickly just go through some of the symptoms very quickly. Just doing a quick recap. We will not stay here too long. Blurred vision, always hungry, sexual problems, impotence. It's one of those unfortunate situations, and a lot of the men suffer from that. Numbness or tingling in the hands or the feet, always thirsty, always tired, sudden weight loss, frequent urination, and wounds that won't heal. These are some of the symptoms. You may have some of them. If you're watching for the first time this morning, you may be experiencing some of these symptoms even now. You may not have, you have to have more than one. I mean, you don't want to just say, okay, well, I'm always tired. I got diabetes. No, it doesn't work that way. You're going to have multiple symptoms that will show you that this is definitely a problem. Okay.
Exercise. Exercise enhances sensitivity of the tissues to insulin, increasing the number of insulin receptors. It helps decrease body fat, thus making people more sensitive to insulin. It promotes the metabolism of glucose, using up calories that have been added by food intake. It is important that persons desiring to lower their blood sugar be committed to regular exercise at least 5 times a week to
Mhm.
maintain the beneficial effects of that exercise. I think it goes on. Take a walk after each meal, even if you can only walk for 10 to 15 minutes. A 30-minute walk would be great.
Mm.
One research study showed that each minute of moderate intensity exercise immediately after a meal reduces the after meal glucose spike by 3 points. Moderate intensity means that you can walk while you are exercising. I mean, talk. That means you're walking and you can still talk, but you cannot sing. However, low intensity means that you can sing while exercising, and a high or vigorous intensity means that you have difficulty talking while exercising.
Mm.
Maintain a regular cardiovascular exercise routine: walking, swimming, biking, hiking, gardening. Cardiovascular exercise has shown to significantly reduce insulin resistance and the blood glucose levels. You should exercise at least 5 to 6 days weekly. Begin with an exercise level that is comfortable for you, and each day do a little bit more or go a little bit farther than before. Work up to 1 hour of exercise daily. Wow, it continues, Mari. Okay.
You don't have to do all of it. We could just go, just basically getting exercise. That's it.
Exercise, move. And the important things I'm seeing right here is that you exercise daily, but it's also good after eating a meal, especially if you're diabetic. You need to stimulate, like get the body moving, but not rigorous. So don't go running or doing everything after the meal. So just take a walk, after you eat. And it goes on to talk about doing resistance training. So lifting weights, especially as we get older, is very, very beneficial
Mm.
because when you lift weights, then it's the effects of the exercise goes on for a day or two later. So it's
Yeah,
actually better than cardiovascular. Doing
exactly.
the weights is very, very, or any kind of resistant training is very, very important. For
Yeah,
it helps to develop muscle mass
yeah,
and also help you to lose the fat and increase that insulin receptor cells. It makes the insulin less resistant, and so that will help the body to lower blood glucose level, getting the everything going. So it's good to exercise. I think that's
exactly. Exercise is very important. In
very,
other, I have all this on exercise because that's how important it
it
is.
is very
Very
important.
important. And you know what? What I like about this, hold on, before I even go to the other one, I have found that over the years, if persons call and they say, "Well, my numbers are very high," I remember a cousin. I know she don't mind me talking about her. She said, "Marlene, my numbers are really high. What do I do?" I said, "Did you check?" I said, "She said I feel. Oh, I feel everything. I don't feel good." I just, it was night. It was very late. I said, "Walk around in your house for 20 minutes." And she walked in her home for 20 minutes, just walk. And she called me back. She was so excited. She said, "Marlene, my numbers are normal." I was like, "See, praise the Lord." It had dropped significantly
Yes.
just a few minutes of walking. So, what about water? Drinking water is very important. And I'm not even going to go into it because we really want to get to our herbs. We have limited time this morning. We want to just tell you, you got to drink water. Most diabetics don't have issues with water. Most diabetics drink too much water. Okay, because
So
we're
it's thirsty
we're thirsty all the time.
all the time.
However, I would like to focus on what we should be avoiding: sodas, coffee, juice, milk, beer, and wine. All of these kinds of beverages, other than herbal teas and water, those are the drinks we should be avoiding. Just
Yes.
remember, it's half your body weight. I did it at church
Um,
last week. I said, take your body weight, divide it by two. That's
mhm.
easy. Then take that and divide it by 8. The 8 represents ounces, and it tells you, gives you a guide as to how many ounces of water you would need, how many glasses of 8 ounces water you need a day. So the caffeine, avoid it, even a drop of caffeinated or alcoholic beverages, as these, among other negative things, increase empty calories and increase blood glucose levels. Because who having black coffee? Who do you know is going to have black coffee? Most of us don't, unless we do it on animal. And most of us don't like animals. So many of us are taking too much caffeine, and caffeine is an irritant. It's a drug, okay? And it stimulates, overstimulates the body. And we don't need it. Look at how much caffeine is found in these little cups of drinks. And the thing is, we don't even realize how much we're giving to our children, setting them up for a failure later on in life. Okay. So live temperately. And that means you are using moderately those things that are good for you and getting rid of those things that are harmful altogether. All right.
Yes. Okay. Next is avoid overeating at any meal. Only eat until you're satisfied, not full, not stuffed. Yes. So
Yes.
it's not good to eat until you are feeling like you need to take a rest. After you can't, you're so drowsy that
Yes.
you're so tired. That is not a good place to be. That is not a
Mm-mm.
good place to be.
No, not at
And it's
all.
hard sometimes to, if the food is tasting so good, to get so set. We're going to talk about the diabetic plate, and that will help you so you
Yes.
can enjoy your meal. I think that would be the solution for not overeating, is how to set up that plate.
Exactly. Is that's the problem. I shared it yesterday. I said if you just can learn to set our plates up right, we'd be okay. And then we need to
Exactly.
avoid staying up late. A lot of us are staying up way too late, and sleep deprivation can lead to diabetes. Let's look at the studies. Recent research indicates that adults needing between 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to maintain proper health. That's 7 to 9. That's for us adults. Teenagers, 9 to 10. Children under the teenage years, 11 to 12. And infants need even more. One recent research study showed that you can take healthy college age volunteers and sleep deprive them four
Yeah.
hours nightly for 2 weeks. Get that? 4 hours, 2 weeks, 14 days. And they will develop early signs of diabetes. So make sure you get your rest. Okay? Sleep before midnight is twice as restorative than sleep after midnight. So get to bed early around 9 p.m. And this matches best with the natural variations in the secretion of melatonin, your circadian rhythm hormone. It's so important that we get to bed on time. So even though you think you're gonna, okay, you say, well, I'm gonna get to bed by 12, but I'm gonna stay in bed late. It's not the same thing. It does not balance. It's not equal because the hormone melatonin is produced between the hours of what, 10 to 2 a.m. Okay, so you're not getting sufficient of it in order to restore and heal the body. Rest is rest.
Very.
It's restore. It restores.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. I won't even go on to that. Oh wow, it's a lot.
It's
Oh,
good. It's good
let's
stuff,
talk
Mom.
about, huh?
The teas are here too. You
You
talk
want to probably talk about making the room cool and comfortable and all
cool
that.
and comfort and take off the no electronics.
Yeah, that's
This
hard, right? We take these phones into the room and we on them all night talking. You know, don't take the phone in the room. Leave it outside the room. Leave
and
it
do
outside the room.
listen, do those teas instead. So you're talking about Marley like the sleepy teas. Do
Oh,
the sleepy teas, no coffee, the
do I
caffeinated
have it here?
beverage.
It's coming, eh? I think it's in
Yeah,
one
it
of the
was
slides.
there. You the
Yeah.
next slide. You had it there.
Oh, it's right there. There you go. Go on. Get those teas. Go on, Michelle.
So you can also try some sleepy teas, and these are hops, lavender, chamomile, peppermint, skullcap, passion flower, wild lettuce, valerian. These are all examples, lemon balm, of teas that you could drink before going to bed, and they'll relax you.
They
So
were.
remove from you, if you're used to doing green tea, coffee, those have to be removed because they'll keep you up, they'll keep you up later and you won't be able to
Mhm.
sleep.
Yeah. And so many people have issues with sleep, you know? So many people have issues with sleep. I personally use sleepy time tea almost like 3 4 times a week. I and it works, guys. It
Yes,
works. Okay, that
yes.
sleepy time tea in an hour, I'm gone. Yeah, and I get a really good night's sleep. So try it. Valerian root works. It works. Okay,
We
but
can talk
remember,
about other stuff. Do you talk about it later on for sleep too? We can do the magnesium.
yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming. I should have put it right here, but it's coming.
Okay.
um, Let me talk about the vegan diet and the fact that the diet that we're on helps to get rid of reverse. It has been proven.
It's
It
been
has been proven, okay, that the vegan diet, the plant based diet, is the major thing that we should focus on in treating obese diabetics. It increases the receptor number of and the sensitivity for pancreatic insulin and decreases the requirements for injectable insulin. You get that? Also, very important for obese people, it decreases blood fats. On a high carbohydrate, complex carbs, of course, fiber diet plus exercise, this is so fascinating. Listen to it. If you want a complex carbohydrate diet that's high in fiber plus exercise, 80% on insulin won't need any insulin. Listen to how it flips. Only 20% who do can reduce their dosage by 80%. So 80% of the insulin that you would have needed, you can now save money. You don't have to buy it anymore. Okay. And 20% who do can reduce their doses by 80%. I wonder if you saw it was flipped. You saw
Yeah,
it was
I
flipped. I
saw
just
it.
love that's deep. For the diet to be so for the diet to effectively keep blood sugars down, and this presents a major handicap, the person must be motivated to stay on the program. And I think Michelle and our audience who's watching today, I think the doctors are only safeguarding themselves. When they say to you, I'm going to give you glucophage, I'm going to give you metformin being the first one that they would always introduce, I think they're doing it because they realize when they walk out this door, for them to stay motivated, for them to stay really inspired or whatever it is that they need, encouraged to stay on the program, it's difficult. They're going back to the real world when they leave that office, and in their real world, how easy is it for them to get back on to get onto a vegan diet and exercise? And that's why doctors safeguard themselves. They're trying to protect themselves.
Try to
Because if they
protect.
let you leave the office and they don't give you anything and say, okay, go and exercise, you exercise, and you die, I guess families tend to sue you, So they safeguard themselves. So eating whole foods,
Whole food, plant-based
whole
diet.
food. That's it. Whole
Very
foods.
important. It's high in fiber, and that's what we're aiming at.
Yep. Yep.
So you want to do okay.
Let me
Avoid
talk.
processed
Yeah.
foods. So avoid all the white flour, white
Okay.
sugar, all that white rice. all that. Plus, also fatty foods and those refined sweeteners need to go from your diet. There's a mushroom called agaricus mushroom, which is the button, the little white button mushroom. They're saying that it is beneficial in decreasing insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, alpha lipoic acid has been shown to increase insulin sensitivity. So, fasting blood glucose levels, glucose disposal in patients with type 2 diabetes for the alpha lipoic acid is found in foods such as flaxseed, chia
Mm-hmm.
seeds, spinach, broccoli, potatoes, yam, beets, carrots, and yeast. So I would say consume a lot of that on a daily day. Make sure you're getting your chia seeds in.
Yeah.
Marlene loves that for breakfast. Put the flaxseed, you can sprinkle them on cereal, you can
Mm-hmm.
add them as a chia pudding. You could just include that the chia because they have the omega fatty acids too that are great for your body.
Yeah.
And also, um, eating those broccoli and spinach is very good.
Yep.
And Marty, you want to talk about the nopals?
And then we have this. I found it. Jackie has,
I found some too.
yeah, Jackie has this in her yard. So I'm sitting in the car, we're talking, and I'm like, wait a
Yeah,
second. I said, that's prickly pear cactus. She said, yeah.
yeah,
I said, I need some of that to show my audience. I said,
yeah.
that is so fascinating. So I picked it on the, and it's lasting so long. I had it picked here from Monday, I think, or Tuesday, Monday, I think it was. So
Yeah.
eating the boiled stems of prickly pear cactus can decrease blood glucose levels in type 2 diabetics. Okay. And it grows wild here in this country. I see it all the
Right.
time. All right.
Yeah. It
Soy
go-
also, soy is good. Spicy foods, get rid of them. The hot curry, the black and white peppers, even the cayenne and the jalapenos, avoid them at all costs. And most definitely, you want to avoid high fat foods. The free use of oils and fats, that would be the
Oh,
cheeses, the meats,
oil.
the
Just
oils, the margarines, the butters. Get rid of them. Why? We explained it last week. When you're trying to get that key, the hormone called insulin to be able to get
coat
in and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It slips. It keeps slipping.
it.
It can't open the door so that the insulin can get in and do the job of getting rid of the excess glucose in your bloodstream. Get rid of it. All right. Now, one of the things I told that lady when she called me, and two ladies, people within the space of 2 Fridays, one on each Friday. Here's what I told them. What Michelle's going to share with you now.
Okay, so you're going to eat only 2 meals per day. I'm trying to get to it. Okay, so eat only 2 meals per day. So you're going to eat a big breakfast, then medium-sized lunch, and then make sure that there are no meals within 3 hours of you going to sleep. However, if you were to eat a big breakfast and then you're to eat that next meal 5 hours later, then definitely there won't be anything you're eating 3 hours before bedtime. So no snacking.
Nope.
You're just only going to have water and herbal teas that does not have any sweetener at all, and you are just going to eat still until you're satisfied, but you're not going to be stuffed. No stuffing, no over. And if you do this at first, it's going to be challenging because your body's not used to it. But if you make up your mind, because it starts in the brain, you have that mindset that I want to get better, and you prepare healthy meals, 2 healthy meals. It's basically your intermittent fasting. You're doing 2 healthy meals. You will be satisfied and your body will readjust and get used to it. And every time you feel hungry, drink the water or the herbal tea. And that will really help you to your body to, recharge. It will help your body to heal. All the inflammation will go in your body and you won't need all that insulin or the diabetic medication that you're taking daily.
Mm-hmm. Then this is our plate. All right, that's the plate. So your plate, half is raw. Half of your plate is raw, or non-starchy steamed veggies.
Yes.
So it's non-starchy. Okay, so you're not gonna have potato in the non-starchy area. You're not going to have bread in the non-starchy area. You're not going to have give me some vegetables that are starchy. Yam and cassava.
Oh,
No.
God, no.
The yam and the cassava and the potatoes would go where that area says grain, foods, and starchy veggies. Then you have your protein in the other area. And that's how it should look. If your
Your
plate stays
beans.
looking like this at breakfast and lunch, you're going to be okay. You're on the journey to restoring your health.
So
Okay.
beans, rice, and some veggies.
Yeah.
Beans, that's a meal right there, complete.
Yeah.
Your beans, your brown rice, remember
Mhm.
no white, and then some steamed veggies.
Yep. You can do this, man. We can do this together. We can. All right. So here are some of the supplements that we were talking about earlier and we wanted to get to. So if you were to follow the list of herbs that we're about to share, these herbs are helpful in reversing type 2 diabetes. And it's also, of course, you have to, I would still not just do the herbs. Herbs alone will not help. You have to do herbs and you still got to do your diet and exercise. Okay. So the
Yeah.
American ginseng, 3 grams up to 2 hours before meals, has been shown to significantly decrease after meal glucose levels in people with type 2 diabetes. All right. Astragalus, anybody here familiar? In
Yeah.
combination with other Chinese preparations, has been shown to decrease glucose levels in people with type 2 diabetes. And one study looked at a dose of 40 grams daily.
Berberine. I just started taking that, Marlene, literally last night.
Really?
I took my first, I bought it for a long time, but last night I took my first dose of berberine.
Wow.
Last night. It's very bitter. You can even taste the bitterness.
Really?
And yes, amazing stuff.
Wow.
So some clinical evidence shows that taking berberine, which is an active ingredient, it's found in golden seal, European barberry, gold thread, Oregon grape, philodendron, and tree turmeric. These all contain berberine, and so that's that bitter tasting compound. If you take 500 milligrams twice daily for 3 months, that can reduce your hemoglobin A1C, fasting, which is your fasting blood glucose levels, and after meal glucose in subjects with type 2 diabetes. So also you can take blonde psyllium seed husk orally, and that's like there's a psyllium seed that's a darker one. The blonde one is the one that's looking like pale yellow. You can take that, and that has seems to significantly reduce postprandial serum glucose and insulin levels. Because if you notice what psyllium is, actually is from the plantain family. That's the herb called plantain, and it acts similar to chia seeds, where it goes in, it's high in fiber and it draws water to it. So it's actually great for bowels too, and it's great to pull stuff to it so it'll adhere to even cholesterol and toxins in the body. And this will really help you to include psyllium. But you gotta remember when you're doing psyllium and flaxseed and chia seeds to make sure you're drinking plenty of water. You gotta take water because you could end up going into where it's constipating on the body. So that was just a little extra to let you know. But they're great as well they're all good for reducing blood glucose levels.
Amen. Then we have the chromium picolinate, which if you take orally, of course, that's the only way to take it. You have yours there too. Can
Yeah.
decrease fasting blood sugar, insulin levels, and the hemoglobin A1C, as well as increase insulin sensitivity in people with type 2 diabetes. So this is such a multi-purpose herb.
Yeah.
So it helps with fasting, helps with insulin levels, helps with the A1C, and it helps with insulin sensitivity, and helps with weight loss too.
Weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when would you take this? You take the chromium with your meal, not before. Do not take it before your meal. Because if you take it before your meal, your blood sugar may drop or dip a little too low. So you want to make sure you're taking it with your meal. Okay, take it with your meal. All right.
Okay. Wow. Let me go over. Marlene, just to say that we are not doctors, so
Oh yes.
all the information that we're sharing with you are just public knowledge,
Yes.
and we're not trying to treat anyone. We're just giving information that's online. We've done the research for you, but it's all over on the internet. So the effects reduce insulin resistance. The effects of chromium. Did you do that already, Marley? The effects of
I
chromium.
did some of it, but this here I guess is a study that I probably
There was
added.
also a study conducted on diabetic obese mice, at the
Mhm.
University of Wyoming show the effects chromium picolinate has on weight loss. Their findings, published in June 2008 edition of Obesity, reveal that chromium improved diabetes in indicators by reducing both glucose intolerance and insulin resistance. This is due to chromium enhancing insulin signaling and reducing the number of sugars that remain in your system. So the
Mm.
research is out there that chromium actually helps with
Yeah.
both weight loss and diabetes.
Yeah. Like Michelle says, it's public knowledge. That's how we learned. Initially, this is how I learned. I ran
Yep.
in search of information for my own self. Then afterwards, I said, you know something? I want to be certified in this area. And I went on to learn. But you do not stop. First of all, don't stop taking your medication. That's another thing. Don't stop. What we're sharing with you, go to your doctor and ask them if they agree with it. And most times
Yeah.
they'll say if this is something you want to try, they'll walk along with you. They will be with you. They'll do it with you. They'll help you. And then there's fenugreek. Anybody here familiar?
Yeah.
Fenugreek seed improves measures of blood glucose. You got that one too? Control, such as after meal and fasting blood glucose levels. So, glucose tolerance test results and 24-hour urinary glucose in patients with type 2 diabetes. Studies have looked at doses between 5 and 50 grams powdered fenugreek seed added to 1 or 2 meals daily, or fenugreek seed extract, 1 gram daily. All right.
Also, the herbs that we can use are, so we're going on to magnesium. And
Yeah.
which one? I have magnesium here too. I like to take magnesium for sleep or just
Yeah.
relaxation. And is higher dietary magnesium intake is associated with lower fasting insulin concentrations in adults and obese children, and a reduced risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
Mm.
Magnesium can be found in whole grain breads, beans, nuts, cooked spinach, and bananas. In clinical research, taking the milk thistle, which is the constituent silymarin, that's
Mm.
the compound that the active compound in milk thistle, it appears to significantly decrease fasting blood glucose levels and your hemoglobin A1C compared to placebo in patients with type 2 diabetes. So magnesium and also milk thistle. And milk
Mhm.
thistle is great as well for liver cleansing, blood
Mhm.
detoxification. So magnesium is great.
More magnesium stuff. There you go.
So magnesium deficiency exacerbates insulin resistance. So many tongue ties for me, Marley. A condition that typically occurs before type 2 diabetes. Researchers have connected high magnesium diets to diabetes. In some studies, furthermore, according to a 2017 comprehensive review, consuming magnesium supplements can enhance insulin sensitivity in people with low magnesium levels. High magnesium diets lower the risk of contracting type 2 diabetes due to magnesium's role in glucose regulation and insulin metabolism. According to a 2015 analysis published in the World Journal of Diabetes, most but not all diabetics have low magnesium levels,
Mhm.
and magnesium may play a role in diabetes management. So you
Hmm.
saw that most diabetics, their magnesium levels are low. So they
Mhm.
need to eat foods that are high in magnesium, your beans, whole grain breads, nuts, cooked spinach, and bananas. And
Amen.
if they have to supplement too.
Amen. Very good. Then we have the dandelion. And that was what I shared with my friends, those two ladies I told you about. I said, why don't you just purchase some dandelion tea or get some dandelion supplements? Michelle, you have yours there. You can show them. You or you
No,
don't
I
have,
think I
okay.
finished it. It's probably, yeah. But I have
Uh,
fresh dandelion.
okay, there you go. But that's it here also in this picture, the
Yeah.
pretty flowers, that pesky weed. I don't. I know it may be here, but we don't see it in abundance like when I was living in New York. I see it in
Yeah,
abundance in the grass.
yeah.
Um, but the dandelion's bioactive chemicals, chicoraic and chlorogenic acid, help lower blood sugar levels. These substances appear to enhance the release of insulin. Insulin control blood sugar levels and absorption of glucose in your muscles. In animal tests, chicoraic and chlorogenic acid inhibit the digestion of starchy, high carb diets, which contribute to dandelion's ability to reduce blood sugar levels. In addition, some studies suggested in 2016 that the anti-hyperglycemic, antioxidative, and anti-inflammatory characteristics of dandelion aid in treatment of type 2 diabetes. So if you can get some dandelion, get some today. It also helps with fatty liver. It also helps with it also helps with
It's a diuretic too.
it's a diuretic. It's good for weight loss. It's good for oh my goodness, the list is
The
extensive when it comes to
skin, it's beautiful
just
skin.
putting that word dandelion in Google and ask for the benefits, and you see all the benefits come up. Or you can go to our website, Something Better Today and Healthier Steps, and there you put in dandelion. All kinds of information will come up on the power of that pesky weed, dandelion.
That
Okay,
very.
Michelle juices it. Michelle juices,
Oh, I
right?
love juice again.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's a little bitter, but it's good. It's so good
It
for
is.
us. It's a little good. It's good for
I
us.
love it. Love it
Then
stuff.
you should be, yeah. Go ahead, Michelle.
You want to do it or test each morning? So measure a fasting blood glucose daily each morning before eating or drinking anything other than water. If you're on medications or are a brittle diabetic, measure just before and 2 hours after your meals and before bedtime as well. You want your fasting glucose to be below 90 milligrams per deciliter each morning. Monitor what you eat, when you eat it, how much of it you eat, and how much and when you exercise, and correlate it with your fasting glucose the following day. If you're able to consistently maintain a fasting glucose below 90, you will reverse your diabetes or pre-diabetes. So it
Amen.
takes discipline, making sure you're testing and recording what you're seeing and
Hmm.
do the program.
Yeah, that's it. Losing weight if necessary.
Yeah.
Even just 10 pounds will help to get your blood sugar under control. This decreases the amount of fat, and fat is a metabolically active tissue and releases a hormone resistant, sorry, when one is overweight or obese. Resistant contributes to insulin resistance. Get that? Don't miss it. It's a root word of resistance. Resistin contributes to insulin resistance and elevated blood glucose levels. And when the fat content decreases, so does the resistin production and insulin sensitivity improves. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Jeremiah 17, verse 14 says, Heal me, O Lord, and
Mm,
I shall be healed.
mm.
Save me, and I shall be saved, for thou art my praise.
Amen.
At the end of the day, our
Mm,
greatest healer is God. Jesus is the great physician, and we need to know that there's nothing that we can do on our own, that we need sometimes divine power, especially when we know that disease was placed on man to really, it's to me, it's the wars for ultimately our mind. It's ultimately our mind and our decision, because if we're sick, it's the hardest thing to stay focused on truth and on the word of God. And sometimes when you are so sick, people tend to look for quick fixes. They wanted anything. No, give me the medication. They don't want to do the discipline and take the time for the body to heal, because the body was made to, God divinely say, if we give it the right fuel, the right tools, and we trust in God, it will heal. But sometimes we lack that faith and we just want that quick fix, pop a pill. We're in the pop a pill ages. And then when we found out we pop that pill has side effects. And then we
mm.
take another pill because of the side effects, and it goes on and on. Next thing we have in a bag with 20 pills,
Hmm. Wow.
and still feel worse,
And still feel miserable.
miserable. So what we're presenting to you, these lifestyle changes, their lifestyle is not no quick fix. It has to become part of your daily lifestyle. And the changes, you don't have to expect it to be overnight, that you're going to probably start doing all the things that we say. But if you even implement two of the things that we talked about today, go back and watch the video. And if there's only just two,
Mhm.
if you're not doing and just two of those principles, you will start feeling difference, and you gradually um, implement more.
Yeah, it's true. We have some beautiful comments that I know these people probably thinking this is a pre-recorded program. We ignored every comment this
Oh,
morning. Joanne says sometimes you don't have the knowledge. We're just relying on the medication.
yeah.
Well,
Knowledge is power. My
yeah.
people perish because of lack of knowledge. Knowledge is so powerful.
But the Bible continues that text. The text continues. What does it say? Not because it's not because it's not. My people perish for lack of knowledge, and not because it's not available. It's because we choose not to
Yes,
accept it, or we choose to reject it. You
reject.
know. So don't reject it. I say go and study it. Go and study
Go
it out.
study for yourself.
Everything's on the internet. Everything's on Google. Everything's on
Everything.
Google. The good, the bad, and the ugly. you
Yeah.
know, let's choose the good and just see if what we're saying. As you go to church, sometimes you like the pastor says something, you're like, I don't know if that's true. And you go home and you say, I'm going to go study that text. Same way you should do with us. Go on and study it. Go on and find out some more information. There's some great books I can, really promote and share with you that you can utilize for as a part of your library when it comes to your health. But Google, it's free. So long as you have internet, it's free. So Miss Joanne, just let's keep trying, and keep trying. Thank you so much. Angelique says she loves this program here in Rwanda.
Actually,
Miss Jan Zonical, good morning and happy Sabbath. Jan says, ooh, getting on late. Yes, my problem is staying up late. I
yeah.
really need to work on it. Dear sister, go to bed early. But here's what she also said: 9 is too early. 9 is too early. But listen to the study. Just 14 days. And how many days did they keep the young people up? Four, 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 4 nights?
Yeah.
Four
Yeah.
nights, 14 days, and in 14 days of 4 nights, they had diabetic symptoms. Can you imagine?
Maybe you should
Four
try
nights.
yeah. Maybe Jan should try some of the sleep aids that we mentioned.
Yeah, they work.
And yeah. But still, if you go to bed at 9 o'clock and you wake up 2 a.m., so 10, 11, remember each hour before midnight is literally almost like we're 2 hours.
Right.
So at least if you start doing that and getting your body in that routine, eventually you will sleep the whole night.
Mhm.
Because when you're changing, your body's not used to it. So you have to give. So start. It's a start. And try some of implementing the magnesium, some of those sleep aids,
Yeah.
and see what happens.
My cousin Monica Colley, good morning. I'm so happy to see you. She said, I have made and drank banana peel tea several
Nice.
times and it knocked me out quickly and I have slept deeply. Really? I need
Yeah.
to go in the back of the yard and get some banana leaf.
But you have soursop leaf too. So
Yeah,
soursop is
soursop
good.
is yeah. I
That's
never
good
tried the
too.
banana leaf though. I would love to try the banana leaf. Yeah, the soursop works.
Yeah.
Soursop works too. You get 3 leaves, but why don't you just get a whole branch, spread them out on your table, wash them really well, spread it on your table, then let them just air dry. Use 2 to 3 leaves in a cup of steeping hot water. Do not boil leaves. They said that on Sunday when I was doing my classes. I never knew you don't boil leaves. I said we steep
No,
leaves
you steep leaf. You
and
boil
you boil bark.
the rhizomes, the
Right,
roots,
right.
twigs. You
Yes.
boil, but always, yeah, I never
In other
steep.
words, in steeping, you're putting it in hot water. Just let it sit in that hot water. Not the stove is not constantly boiling. It's just just cut it off. But yeah,
Leaves.
it works. So Monica, I'm happy that you're on this morning. So good to see you. And then we have Levinson. Great topic. Thank you so much. Um, Mujer, Emmanuel, thank you so much. That cactus, I never knew you could eat that. My aunt used to boil it and wash her hair.
In Jamaica, we'd use it for here too.
Yeah. It's called, what you call it in Jamaica? Tuna.
Tuna. But then when I went to Antigua, they put it in their fungi. And then when I went to Curacao, they have another cactus that they put in their fungi. So if you notice, and then in Barbados, they use okra. So all that dishes, those cornmeal dishes like grits and all that, they originate really from Africa. However, when they came to different islands, they used different cactuses.
Mm-hmm.
Antigua used tuna like that. And then in Barbados, they use okra. So they need that sliminess to go with it. And then in Curacao, they use another, that long cactus, the one that looks like you always see in those pictures of the desert, anything with the desert, that cactus. They use that in their cornmeal.
Okay.
So I was like blown away by seeing the correlation.
Very good. Interesting.
But tuna is excellent.
Yeah. I know Jamaica, y'all use a lot of it. I remember that's how I learned about this plant when I went to school in Jamaica. Thank you, Vanquer. Thank you so much. Joanne says, what do you eat after 8 p.m.? Let me show you. Let me show you of yours.
The water. Water. Drink water. Water.
This one has water. I wish I could open and show you. Just water. All you can drink. All you can drink. Okay. You're great teachers. Thank you. Oh, not the banana. Not the banana leaf, the peel. Oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting. All right. But I always have bananas.
Banana, I mean, the whole overall. Like, I just bought banana blossom. I'm going to cook next week. And I bought the tuna too. But the banana blossom, in Jamaica, we didn't use it to eat. But so many other cultures in Southeast Asia, they use it to cook the banana blossom. But I remember growing up, my mom used to make the banana peel tea, but she did it more for anemia, if you're anemic. And then they use the banana plant, the stem, what do you call that? They peel that if you had a wound, and they tie it on the wound to heal it. So if you had a nasty cut, that's what they would put on it.
Wow. I see it. Don't worry. I see that. Hold on. Happy Sabbath, David. Thank you. Miss Joanne says this show is very educational because I have banana in my yard. Never knew that. So it's not the leaf, Miss Joanne. It's the peel from the banana that Monica is suggesting. Jan says on our way to church. All right, we'll have to try some of those regimens. Please do. Let's get that borderline diabetes out of the window. Oh, the gardener took up the cactus.
Good plant.
Oh, yeah. These gardeners, I don't know.
It's sold in the supermarkets here in bottle jars, and they're cut up in little strips.
What's it called?
Nopales. Nopales. Because the Mexicans use it to eat. They use it in their diet, their cuisine.
I'll have to go and look to see if we can find them, Miss Joanne. I'll let you guys know. I'll have to find it. What about green smoothies? Kale, baby spinach, cucumber, celery, green, apple.
I mean, sometimes, Marlon, some people need that third meal. And I'm thinking...
No, is this as a third meal, she's saying?
Possibly.
Oh, Sandra clarified. Are you asking me if that's a good combination? If that's what you're asking?
Okay.
I don't know if she's asking if that's a good combination or if that's good as a third meal.
Because, I don't know.
I still don't get it. A third meal, yes. A third meal. She said yes.
Third meal, yeah. I know you're not gonna like the green apple in it.
No, I'm not gonna knock anything in there like that. I just third meal.
Yeah.
The only thing in there I would say is the kale. We don't recommend.
It's too harsh, man.
The kale is too harsh.
My stomach.
You're losing thiamine when you put that kale in.
Yeah, I don't do the kale.
Okay, you're actually losing the vitamin B thiamine when you put.
I have a lot of kale in my garden, and sometimes I'm tempted. I'm not gonna put it in. I don't juice with it.
Yeah,
I don't.
Don't juice it. Don't. No, it should be steamed, cooked first. So spinach, cucumber, and celery and green apple. It's fine. Put some
Okay.
pineapple in there if you so desire.
Yeah. You know, Marlene, I once I started getting more in tune with my body, like now I'm juicing, I don't have any stomach issues. But if I were to juice that kale, it'll tear my stomach up.
Oh, really? Wow.
I feel a difference. It's too harsh on the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't include it now. I cook it, but I don't do it in
It's not
soup.
good. It's very rough, very coarse, very coarse. None of those. I mean, I hear people saying they're putting collard greens and
Yeah, that's too much.
woo, all these harsh greens that need to be cooked in their smoothies. And I'm like, wow, no, if they only knew, if they only knew, they can't do that. Monica says, yes, it is available.
In the
Nepal
jars.
Quality Supermarket in jars in the aisle with the condiments. I shall check it out. So
Yeah.
Miss Joanne, Monica is saying yes, it's available. It's at the Quality Supermarket in jars in the aisle. That means if it's the quality, it's probably at every grocery store throughout Nassau. All right. Musika says diabetes is a big problem today. So I love how you guys explain how to avoid it. Praise God. Praise
Praise
God.
God.
I steam my kale or put it in salad
Yeah,
mashed.
yes, nice. Yeah.
No, you can steam it, yes. Putting it in the salad steam, yes. Putting it in the salad
Yeah.
raw, no.
Yeah. But it's steam it first.
You steam it first. If you're gonna put it in your salad, you gotta steam it first. Cut back on some of that the coarse nature of that kale. All right. Awesome. 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 Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us today on this
You.
powerful presentation. And we do pray and we do hope that the
You benefit.
information will benefit.
Yes. I don't think we made it easy enough and clear enough. I love that presentation, Marlene. It was clear enough to see that to understand about diabetes. It was what 2 weeks we've done it, and to understand that it is treatable. Treatable. You don't have
Mhm.
to live with it. Just apply these principles. Start walking. Start exercising. Drinking the water. Getting rid of the caffeinated drinks, juices. Get rid of all those sugary drinks. Get rid of them. They're not necessary. And
Yeah.
eat the way the diabetic plate Marlene showed. That diabetic plate.
And there's a juice. There's a juice combination that you can use that really helps to get the insulin being produced by the pancreas again. And the first ingredient would be string beans.
That's I did it a couple weeks ago on my life.
String
Straight
beans.
through.
You can put the string beans, the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
You can put a carrot or two just for taste. Very, very, very good combination of juice that helps to stimulate that hormone to be produced again in the pancreas. Monica says it's all over Ragged Island. Now, Ragged Island is the island that our parents are from,
Oh,
our
nice.
moms are from. Ragged Island. So that means that, oh, that's really interesting. So I need to have some of the guys bring it back when they go on the boat. I need to have somebody harvest it.
Marlene, just stick a piece of the plant, cut the bottom, stick it in the ground. Stick
This
that.
is, I'm
top.
told this will grow too.
Yeah, just stick it, cut that. Cut the top part, use the top, and leave the base, and stick it in the ground.
Yeah, it's a plant. It's a plant.
Just
It
stick
grows
that in the
very.
ground.
I have a small one in my yard, very very small. I haven't cared for it, so it's just sitting there. Hasn't grown any. Could I put a piece of cucumber or lime in my water? Sure. Yes, of course.
Just so you can drink because a lot of people at first they're so used to drinking those flavored water. If you could get them drinking more water, that lime water, it would be great. As a matter of fact, somebody asked me yesterday, have you been drinking lime water, Michelle?
Wow. We do lime water first thing in the morning.
That's it. First, have you been doing it first thing in the morning?
Very good. Any more questions before we leave for this morning? We look forward to coming back with you next week. Same time, same place with another topic, hopefully one that will help to continue us on this journey to better health. All right.
Yes. I'm doing caffeine today at church. So
Nice. Very good. Very good. Miss Joanne says, that's my problem with water. You don't like it, huh? Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm amazed once you cut out those sugary drinks and just do the tea that we took, the herbal teas, and water, after a while you crave water. It's everything, Miss Joan, is like your body has to readjust.
Yeah.
So once you start crowding the body with good stuff, it will now don't no longer have a desire for things that are not good for you. So start crowding the body with the stuff that we talk about that are actually good for you. It takes a while for you to transition. It takes a while for your body to get used to it. But once you go there, you don't want to go back. You'll be able
Nope.
to tell the difference. You'll be like, no, I don't want that.
Yep. Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. I've had fun. It's been a great time sharing with you. I look forward every Saturday morning to being with you all. Continue to share the program even when we go offline and help others, because there are so many diabetics in this world. So many. I mean, it's just wild how many persons are. And then there are a lot of persons who don't even know that they're diabetics or borderline diabetics. As
A
we were
lot.
discussing.
Yeah.
Or that they have a little touch of sugar.
In the USA.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how much they are affected by these numbers, you know. So let's do it, because what's happening is we're destroying our organs, the eyes, the limbs, the kidneys, you know. So let's do what we can. Let's do the best we can. Let's continue to work towards better health, and let's watch God at work. He says, I am the Lord and I heal thee. So I believe that. We must really believe that. Okay. So God bless you. Michelle, anything else as we leave today?
God bless you all, and see you next week, Saturday, same place, same time.
Amen.